Hi everyone! I don't usually make videos on the weekend, but I'm cooking my favorite soup this weekend, so I thought I'd bring you along. This will be a very short video, kind of unedited, but I thought it would be kind of fun to post something on the weekend. And I'm making red lentil soup. This is my favorite soup. I probably make this once every couple of weeks. It's very budget friendly. It does not cost a lot of money to make this soup. I will probably put you mostly on the overhead camera as I'm making this soup. I will also have the recipe in the description below the video. So don't worry too much about keeping up with the ingredients. I will tell you what they are, but I will also put the recipe in the description. I hope you enjoy this and I hope you try it because it's very easy. It probably only takes like a half an hour to make from beginning to end, and the cooking time itself could be included in that. Okay, let's say 45 minutes beginning to end. It just doesn't take that long to make it. It's really delicious. I like to eat it with homemade bread, my homemade sourdough that I make, but you could have anything you want with it. So let's go ahead. I'll show you how to make the soup. All right, so what we're going to need is 2 cups of veggie stock, and I just make my veggie stock with some vegetable broth type of concentrate. We are going to need 1 chopped potato. I would say on the medium to large size potato, and we just want like a small type of dice like this. Then we want a large chopped carrot, and again, small pieces. We want some finely diced garlic, half a cup of dried red lentils, and please rinse them before you actually put them into the soup. Kind of a medium-ish chopped onion, fairly fine. We will need some oil. In this case, I have avocado oil, but you can use whatever. A little bit of salt, which we don't put in until the very end when everything is cooked. And then we have some spices, and the spices are as follows, and you will need a 1/4 teaspoon of each one. And again, as I mentioned, these will be in the recipe that's below. So we will need a 1/4 teaspoon of ground coriander, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cumin, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I should also add that if you really want to make this no fuss and inexpensive, you could probably just put in approximately 1.5 teaspoons of ground masala, garam masala, I think it's called, or if you have like some kind of a East Indian curry type paste, you could put a little bit of that. I just like to know exactly the spices that I'm putting in, so I kind of measure mine out and put them in a 1/4 teaspoon at a time. But like I said, you can use garam masala if you have some, so use about 1.5 teaspoons of that, or if you have a curry paste of some kind, like in Canada, they sell pataks at Safeway or other places, you could do that. So essentially these are the ingredients. And so also for the vegetable broth, I'm using the two cups of water, and I'll mix my veggie concentrate into that. So that's my ingredients. So I just pour some of this oil into the bottom of the pan. I don't even measure. I think I want to say put in at least a tablespoon or so of oil so that the veggies can get soft and so that the spices can bloom. So I'm going to put in the onion. I'm going to put in the garlic, carrots, potato, and I'm just going to give this all a good stir. And probably let it do its thing for about a minute or so. And I have this on about a medium heat. The idea here is to have the onion fairly soft because we want it to be soft when it's finished. And I find that if you kind of don't pre-sweat the onion, it has a bit of a crunch at the end, even if it's been cooking for a while, and I don't like that. I'm going to add in the spices. Stir them really well. It's nice to kind of cook the spices with just the veggies before adding the liquid. But don't burn them. I'm going to add the lentils, which I have rinsed already. I'm putting in my 2 cups of broth. I'm going to put in a little bit into this bowl I had the lentils in, just to kind of get everything out. And I'm putting in about 2 1/3 cups of broth because I had a little bit of extra lentils. Like it should have half a cup. And I think I did just a teensy bit more than half a cup. You want this to come to a boil. And what I would say about the broth is check it while it's cooking. And if you think it needs a little bit more veggie broth, then add a little bit in. The lentils and the potatoes kind of solidify this soup. And if you keep it in your fridge overnight, it'll be a lot thicker the next day, so you can water it down with a little bit more broth. All right, this is boiling, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set it on a really low heat. I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to simmer it about 25 minutes. The idea is to have the potatoes really soft and the lentils to be soft. So I'm going to cover it, turn it down to like 2 on my particular stove, and then simmer it for 25 minutes. So I'm going to set my timer and I will come back with the magic of the camera and YouTube to show you what it'll look like. All right, so this is finished and it's actually perfect. Now there's several options. You can add a little bit of salt to it. I tried it and I find that I don't need to add any salt whatsoever. And the other thing you can do is if you want, you can puree this, but I don't like it pureed. I like for it to be artisan style where you can have the little chunks of potato and carrot. You can puree half of it if you want, and that will also be good. And then you have a little bit of both. So it's really up to you how you want to do it. I will serve it up on a plate and I'll show you how I would normally consume this amazing soup. All right, so here's the soup, and I put a little tiny bit of Greek yogurt in it. I like the taste. You may enjoy sour cream. You can also put some cilantro on top if you like, but I don't prefer it. And I just have it with my homemade bread. And basically this is my soup. So I hope you enjoyed this little video, and I am going to go have my dinner. And I'm planning to do a few more of these, not every single week, but you know, maybe a couple of times during the month. And let me know if you like this type of video, just a little mini something during the weekend to enjoy with like some practical tips. So we might do, you know, like the 7 outfits I wore during the week or that type of thing. Just something really short and just for the weekend. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on Tuesday at my regular time with my full-length video. Bye!